Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Rama 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 Hare. I offer my respectful obeisances unto His Divine Grace, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja, who is very dear to Lord Krishna, having taken shelter of his lotus feet. I offer my respectful obeisances to Sri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitayadas, another name of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, who is favored by Srimati Radharani, and who is the ocean of transcendental mercy, and the deliverer of the science of Krishna. I offer my respectful obeisance unto you, the personified energy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mercy, who deliver devotional service which is enriched with conjugal love of Radha and Krishna, coming exactly in the line of revelation of Srila Rupa Goswami. I offer my respectful obeisances unto you, who are the personified teachings of Lord Chaitanya. You are the deliverer of the fallen souls. You do not tolerate any statement which is against the teachings of devotional service enunciated by Srila Rupa Goswami. Pranams to Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Without any further ado, we will go into, let's see who is assembled now. Pretty much the Sankirtan party is assembled. Dayanatai is not. Is he here?
Doing the puja.
He's doing his puja.
His date.
Okay, so we'll wait a few minutes and then we'll share the scores from yesterday. Discuss, well, we can discuss a little bit about today before we go into Bhakti Siddhanta katha. And today we're not going to be going through the usual historical, philosophical preaching, history and what have you, or even the instructions directly of Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj or his words and so on. We're going to be trying to experience Srila Prabhupada's relationship with him to a certain extent, and how significant. What's happening here? What's happening here? An Arab has arrived. He's come to sell Arabic books. Arabic, what did he say?
Salam alaikum.
He's trying to sell Arabic books to us, I think. Maybe you can sell them all here in this room, then you've done your quote.
I do a good price.
Good price. Good price
Just
today.
one sadaka.
Special price today. No wonder he's distributing so many books. He's speaking so nicely in the local language here. Yeah. So okay, we'll go into it now because Tay is here. All the Sankirtan boys except for Doina is not here. She's maybe resting. She's working so hard. Working in the day and going on Sankirtan and being here for Mangalarti every day. Amazing sacrifice. So yes, so today it's going to be warm apparently in the 50s Fahrenheit, which is like 10 to 15 degrees centigrade. Up to as high as 15 degrees is possible today, which is quite warm. You'll be in your t-shirt. You'll be wearing t-shirts today. Let's see, it's not supposed to rain, a little chance of rain, not much. And let's see what Krishna's plans are. But the plan is, as it's of now, is Mahananda Prabhu and probably Ravinandan Prabhu will be driving down to the city this morning with the car full of books. Not full of books, but a lot of books inside of it. So that will be parked in the car park under Châtelet Léal car park. It will be there for half the day, like from midday through to 6 o'clock in the evening, like we did last time. But do please take your trolleys, don't overdo it, don't break your trolleys. We broke another trolley yesterday trying to get to the town, that's why there was a delay to buy another trolley. And so don't put like 50 Bhagavad Gitas in your trolley and expect it to reach Châtelet. It may not make it. Do your normal. And then they'll be around also to help to provide books, right, in the city. At least Mahananda will be there, and probably later on Lasika and maybe a tutor will be down there also to help. Lunch will probably come down if it's not. Ram Leela, as I said this morning, I was on the phone to her at 10:30 last night as she was trying to sell a Srimad Bhagavatam, said at 10:30 at night. It didn't work, and I mentioned why it didn't work this morning. But anyway, she was determined, so she was up really, really late. She's so tired she can't make sandwiches today, so you have to bear that in mind. Take good breakfast, those who are going out on books. Not fasting unless you really want to, but I suggest you don't. Take good breakfast this morning, and then lunch will come down later on. And then you can take your own lunch if you want to take khichdi and flask. There is muri downstairs, puffed rice is there to help yourselves. And there's also probably some cheese crackers left from Nadine, probably. So some things are there, maybe a few other things are hanging around, I don't know. Do your best this morning, and then Siddhanta Prabhu will coordinate the remainder. And we'll try to run books to devotees who are not in the center of the city also. So more than that, I think that's enough for now. We'll just do our best, that's all we can do. So I'd like to, as I mentioned, we'll read the scores, Krishna willing, first, I guess. I'll just put that on hold a minute. So we have space on the screen.
Maharaj?
Yes.
Sorry to interject. I was looking for the crackers yesterday and didn't find them. So I thought you were the one having them.
No, I'm not. Ram Leela's in charge, but they are they still there? Where have they gone to? Trying to find out where they've gone. They were in the book room yesterday, the evening before yesterday. Maybe Ram Leela has taken them somewhere. Trying to find out. So let's have a quick look here. That's a very important point. Follow up this, send her a message immediately to try to trace out what's going on. Let's see, books. So yesterday everyone did very well, but we didn't do as many books as, of course, as we need to do to reach our target. But what to do? We can only do what we can do. Yesterday, on book distribution in France, 22, well, in France all related, 22 devotees distributed, reported distribution yesterday in Morocco with one small book, Bhakti Hind. She's getting her books from the Mayapur, she's in regular touch, they're all English and French books. And then, I don't know whether it's here, Paris, or where it was, but with one small book and top magazine distributor for the day with 2 magazines. Jiva Pran Prabhu, he's making a serious challenge here to win the magazine category, which has the highest award in this marathon, I believe. And then with one medium book, Petit Pavan Prabhu, with 2 small books, Susanna, 19 Susanna, and with one Maha big book, Sundar Gopal Prabhu, and with one Arabic book, Priya Rani Devi, and with one big book, 2 big books, and 1 small book. Myself, me. No, 1 magazine, not a small book, a magazine. I did a magazine. Big day. That was on the train, mostly on the train. The lady gave her seat for me, young lady, and she was very interested, studying Theravada Buddhism. She's looking for an ashram or a temple in Paris where she can come and learn about spiritual life. So she was so nice, such a nice person. She took the book. And then with 2 big books and 2 medium books, Ananga Manjari Devi. And with 2 Arabic books, Jadharani Devi. And with 1 big book, 2 medium, 1 small, and 1 Arabic, Bhakti Anna. And with 3 Bhagavad Gitas, 2 medium books, and 8 small books, back to Christopher. And down in Blois, actually, was out on Sanctum in Blois, with 8 Bhagavad Gitas, 5 medium books, and 3 small books, Madhavendra Puri Prabhu. And the first full day out on Sanctum yesterday, 10 Bhagavad Gitas, 2 medium books, and 3 small books, Bhakti Vijay. Well, let's see where he's going to go. Maybe he'll start flying up the charts here. We don't know. Let's see. With 10 Bhagavad Gita, 7 medium and 8 small, Chandramukhi Devi. And despite the frustration of last night, still with 15 Bhagavad Gitas and 3 medium books, Ram Leela Devi. And with 20 Bhagavad Gitas, 1 medium, 1 small, and 6 Arabic books, Revati Nanam Prabhu. And with 25, in a very short time, 25 Bhagavad Gitas, 4 medium, 3 small, and 3 Arabic, Harini Devi. And the big 4 yesterday, the big 4. In 4th place with 21 Bhagavad Gitas, 2 medium books, 1 small book, 1 magazine, and 9 Arabic books. Dinatai Prabhu. He came second in magazine distribution yesterday. And with 23 Bhagavad Gitas, 2 medium, 2 small, and 11 Arabic books. Ekanath Prabhu. Very good. 80.5 book points yesterday. Well done. And with 36 top Bhagavad Gita score yesterday, 36 Bhagavad Gitas and 5 Arabic books. Bhakti Doina. The second day in a row we have this sudden change in the order here. With 31 Bhagavad Gitas, 1 medium book and 15 Arabic books. That's what tit-tit, huh? That's what tit-tit. Here, back to Himanshu. Oh, for a total of 209. Oh my goodness, only 209 with 90 short of our quota. Of course, Aristanasta Prabhu didn't go out yesterday, so no score from him. And 209 Bhagavad Gitas, 2 big books, 34 medium, 35 small, 4 magazines, 53 Arabic books, and a score of 605.15 book points and 336 pieces of literature altogether distributed yesterday. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, so the intended subject for today, what have I done with it now is another question. I have to look a little bit here to see if I can find it. I'll have to go, where did it go? I hope I saved it. Let's see, J. I may not save it, I may have to go to the original. It looks like it was not saved for some reason, it's disappeared from the screen. So I have to go drive home. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj. We'll have to go to the database and read from there. I'm sorry, it's going to take a few seconds longer. This goes under here. I'm going to read something. When Srila Prabhupada was initiated when he first met his spiritual master. In many other occasions when letters were written, Srila Prabhupada was given that instruction to under a little pressure, I can't find it now. To preach Krishna consciousness. Let's just chant for a few seconds, chant kirtan for a few seconds so I can concentrate. Hare Krishna, Prabhupada compiled on this occasion of the disappearance day of his Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaja, in 1958. At this time, Srila Prabhupada was just about, very soon anyway, to take sannyas. He was in this mood now of making those orders which he received from his Gurudev, to put them into practical effect. We're meditating on it, making some endeavors to fulfill those instructions to preach in the English language all over the world. He'd formed an association, League of Devotees. He tried to publish Back to Godhead. He traveled widely to preach. And whatever success was there, but it certainly wasn't, let's say, what he envisioned he would had to do on behalf of his spiritual master. So this prayer is a prelude, you could say, to the awakening of the next year when he took sannyas, and then shortly after that to start translating and publishing the bhagavatam, to start the revolution, the spiritual revolution. Srila Prabhupada is the only real revolutionary of this age in terms of all pure devotees are revolutionaries, but in terms of making that a reality in the world in general, he has changed the world's history. Through him, the history has changed. So these 8 prayers, they're prayers of separation. In our Krishna Consciousness movement, the ideal, or let's say the mood of separation from Krishna is practically the pinnacle of relationship with the Lord. And similarly in relationship to the pure devotees of the Lord, Srila Prabhupada is experiencing in this particular prayer very deep and intense separation from the spiritual master. So I'm going to read this. There's an octet, that means the 8 verses more or less, presentation. So the first one is called the Flood of Krishna Prema. When Srila Prabhupada is mentioned, that means Bhaktisiddhanta. Prabhupada would call all the members of the Gaudiya Math, when they say Srila Prabhupada, they mean Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. And Prabhupada is the same. So when he says Srila Prabhupada, he means his own spiritual master. Oh Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen, conditioned souls. On this anniversary of your separation, I am utterly despondent. The ocean of mercy was previously held back by a dam, but Lord Nityananda personally cut a channel in it and thereby released the outpouring flood of pure ecstatic love of God. Those devotees to whom the responsibility was given continue spreading this flood of love somehow became overpowered by Maya and were thus reduced to simply performing ritualistic Hindu ceremonies for the benefit of the materialists. Lord Nityananda's inundation of prema was thus completely stopped by those known as Jati Gosai, the caste Goswamis. But then you personally came, O Master, to open wide the floodgates once again. Again, you engulfed everyone in the deluge of pure divine love, even such a low, wretched, fallen, and sinful soul as myself. On the strength of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's command, you sent all of your servants as spiritual masters, going from door to door just to deliver the fallen souls. The devotees were enthusiastically preaching everywhere, from the oceans to the Himalaya mountains. But now that you have gone from our midst, everything today has become very dark. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen, conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Second octave, the merciful flood has been stopped. Just as Advaita Prabhu has prayed fervently and thus induced Sri Gauranga to descend, so did your father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur, pray for you to incarnate. Due to Bhaktivinoda's eagerness, O Master, you came and proclaimed to everyone that India is the most holy land of the Lord's divine pastimes. One who has taken birth in this land of Bharat Bhumi should first make his own life successful and then work for the benefit of all other people. This is the most significant message of Lord Chaitanya that you boldly preach everywhere. But now in your absence, O Master, everything has fallen into darkness. The overflowing ocean of your compassion has once again been dammed up. This makes me feel as if a spear of great misery has indeed pierced my heart. Without Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message being spread, there is only confusion and upheaval in the movement, means the movement of this ISKCON, this Gaudiya Math movement, without preaching the message. Seeing this situation, all the Vaishnavas are also feeling overwhelmed with the pangs of your separation. The spirit souls have once again been captured by Maya and plunged into absolute darkness. Desperately searching for relief, they are simply perishing in a fathomless ocean of anxiety. O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen, conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Third octave, practical chanting and preaching. You instructed everyone you met to chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. You showed the example of continually reciting the Mahamantra into their ears. You empowered everyone with a qualification to further distribute that holy name. But now, by the influence of Maya, there is only darkness on all sides. The souls who are truly attached to worshipping the Lord always sing and dance in joyful sankirtan. Following in the footsteps of their spiritual master, they deliver the whole world. But those who have no such qualification perform nirjana bhajan, or so-called confidential worship in a solitary place. Perhaps there's no such qualification. Thus, acting whimsically, all of them actually remain absorbed in personal sense gratification. We're choosing our own idea of how we can please Krishna, in other words. It does not work like that. That is not devotional service. Prabhupada directly says personal sense gratification. You may be doing good. You may like it. Pride may be there. Anything can be there. But that's not what it means to follow Lord Chaitanya. To follow his words, to follow his message, to dedicate one's service, one's life to serving his confidential associates. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam 10:33:30, an ordinary soul should never imitate the activities of the Supreme Lord, even in his mind. According to these instructions in devotional service, the unqualified imitators are ruined. You preach utility as the principle, that is, one should act without attachment and use anything that is deemed appropriate in the devotional service of the Lord. In such detached devotional service to Lord Krishna, there would be a temple established in every house. But now just the opposite situation is apparent everywhere. O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen, conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Fourth octave, the essential purport neglected. Everything regarding material prosperity as well as mystic perfection is fully present in your transcendental message. Because the residents of Vraj have life, therefore they engage in preaching work. There's a famous poem of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, the first verse, Dushta Mana, I don't know the whole name of the book by Bhakti Siddhanta Vaishnava K, which outlines that offering of Bhakti Siddhanta, those writings of Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, where he describes these things at length. The resolute intelligence, Vyavasayatmika Buddhi, explained by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti in his commentary on Bhagavad Gita 2:41, is now spoiled, since your disciples have become ensnared in the bewildering noose of Maya. Those disciples who were irresolute in performing devotional service according to your instructions have now divided your mission in many factions. It appears that the Tigris of ambition for material names and fames appeared and personally provoked this upheaval. The essential purport of your message obviously did not enter their ears. Oh, where will I get the strength to perform this Harinam Sankirtan? To chant the holy name of the Lord is the explicit command of my worshipful spiritual master. I could never honestly neglect that order. Your greatest acclaim is that you propagated the topmost religious culture. Anyone who accepts the holy name from you becomes spiritually qualified. If all those who would attain this qualification were to go out and make disciples, then the miserable conditioned souls would all be delivered from this world of birth and death. Oh, Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. Interesting to notice how Srila Prabhupada is stating emphatically if every one of those disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati were to go out and make disciples, the world would change. Confirmation of the order or the empowerment of the Lord. The greatest mantra of all, consisting of 32 letters, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. People who are possessed by gross foolishness refuse to chant it. Your so-called disciple, the jackal named Ananta Vasudev, disobeyed your final instructions to keep the mission united and thereby created a scandalous fiasco. The result of this philosophical deviation is evident to this day, as imitative sahajas are being worshipped as gurus in your temples. Is there a single temple to be found where your instructions are still being followed? As it is said, Punar Musikubhav, everyone has again become a mouse. The lion's food has been stolen away by the deceptive tricks of the jackal. Now caught in Maya's mighty clutches, everyone is reduced to wailing and weeping. O Master, if you are merciful to us once again, and even though we are trapped here on the shores of the ocean of death, we will finally behold a change for the better. Then once again we can blissfully remember the holy name of Krishna, and once again we will have firm faith in your Vaikuntha messages. Once again you will make us dance in the pure holy name of Krishna. Thus you will personally dispel all this confusion caused by Maya. O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. The preaching mission is scattered. 6 octave. Continue dancing, singing, and performing Sankirtan in the association of devotees. These words spoken by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu are especially nectarine. If we have complete faith in these instructions given by you, our spiritual master, then in the performance of Sankirtan, actual love for Krishna will be aroused in us. Without love of God, our tiny intelligence only becomes entangled in the network of Maya's delusions. Because no one actually attained prema, now there has been great upheaval in your mission. The whole world has become filled with impersonalists, and the Vaishnavas have given up the work of preaching that was entrusted unto them and have simply gone off to perform solitary worship. The Vaishnavas were famous as Patita Pavana, deliverers of the fallen, but now this title has fallen into disgrace. Countless numbers of your disciples have been forced to leave your movement. At such an inauspicious time, O Master, what can be done to repair the damage that is done? The beautiful garden that you had so carefully planted is now parched and withered away. O Master, please awaken some good intelligence in this insignificant disciple of yours, so that my firm faith in your transcendental message may increase more and more. O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. 7th octave. Distributing the pure devotional process. The most magnanimous incarnation of the Lord is Sri Krishna Chaitanya, distributing the process of attaining love of God by chanting the holy names of Krishna. He thus blessed the entire universe. O Master, you are the personification of the transcendental message of Lord Chaitanya. You are the distributor of that message to every town and village. You sent your devotees to preach in the faraway lands of the Western countries, and you personally traveled all over India, even to the south. You preached the pure philosophy of Lord Gauranga in such a way that intelligent persons could understand. And you showed such great concern, O Master, in convincing all your adversaries. Lord Gauranga used many tricks just to engage the conditioned souls in devotional service, and you have also understood how to use all those tricks perfectly well. You understood time, place, and circumstance, and you utilized everything as a strategy for preaching. Although observing your activities with their very eyes, those who are blind like owls and other creatures of the night could not see your true purpose. What will all the owls and the sahajas and the nonsense groups ever understand? And what will the sheep-like common people or dry logicians ever understand? O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen, conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. 8th Octet. Lord Chaitanya's method of devotional service is not performed in solitude. You preach this again and again to your own devotees. Just as the Lord delivered Jagai and Madai out of his own causeless mercy, you explain to everyone that this same method of preaching work has to go on. The world is now filled up with many Jagais and Madais to deliver. Everyone is anxiously looking down the road, waiting for Chaitanya Nitai to come to their rescue. If at such a time as this you were to personally return to this world and once more preach about all these things the way you always used to do, if there were enthusiastic preaching activities again taking place in every direction, then all the people as before would be stirred up in blissful excitement. Your profound shouting would cause the demons and atheists to flee, and your narrations of Lord Chaitanya's messages would fill the hearts of the innocent souls. Again, the whole world would be excitedly bustling with good tidings. But as it is in your absence, now there is nothing of value anywhere. O Srila Prabhupada, you personally suffer to see the suffering of the fallen, conditioned souls. On this day of your separation, I am utterly despondent. O Master, my heart is broken in your absence. This disciple named Abhai has hereby revealed only a small token of his wretched agony of separation. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaja. That's just one of the prayers which Srila Prabhupada offered to his Guru Maharaj. And we can see in these various octets, these various prayers that Srila Prabhupada compiled. It was in front of the many disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj. Of course, they didn't take it particularly well. It was addressed to the fact that, basically speaking, we who put ourselves in that category have failed to, fulfill the Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj gave that instruction to many of his disciples to preach Krishna consciousness all over the world, to practically all of those who are anyway capable. But nobody really did it. Only Srila Prabhupada took this as its absolute. Others did it as duty for a short while, but only very short, 1 or 2 years, when they came back from the West. They only did it because they were asked to do it in a sense as a duty. That was during his time. But practically nobody followed up, very little. In this regard, even Sridhar Maharaj was very dear to our Srila Prabhupada. When this subject matter came up about who will do this, Pratibhati Achiyati Nagaradi Gram, who will preach this Krishna consciousness all over the world, they took it as being some kind of verbal ideal, but not as a reality. Even here you see statements which indicate just throughout India, everyone is, taking up Krishna consciousness or something. And they saw it like that. They just saw this as some kind of, I don't know a word to say exactly, but not that actually it would happen everywhere. But like that. But he himself said that Swami Maharaj has proven that it actually was a factual statement. But Lord Chaitanya was not joking or just giving some, over-enthusiastic expression of his heart or something. But it was a reality. Prabhupada made it a reality. And one of Puri Maharaj's disciples, I remember in Vrindavan hearing him speak on the occasion of the Tirobhava of Srila Prabhupada. Many of Prabhupada's godbrothers in the old days would come on this day, were disciples of his godbrothers, and glorify our Prabhupada actually. Many of them realized, that the message of Bhakti Siddhanta was really manifested through our Srila Prabhupada, more than anyone else. So anyway, this disciple of one of Prabhupada's godbrothers was speaking in Vrindavan, he said, in broken English, but the essence of it was, of all the disciples of Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, only Abai understood the real heart of Guru Maharaj. He took this message and he went all over the world and preached strongly the words of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. And he specifically said, whilst others were sitting around discussing tattva, other godbrothers were sitting around discussing tattva, Swami Maharaj took the message and boldly went into the world and challenged. He challenged the whole world. What a challenge, especially at that time. There was no support. We all know the history. There was no support practically of any kind, just some sympathy from a few, but nothing more than that. Neither here, there, or anywhere. Srila Prabhupada, with the instruction of Bhakti Siddhanta, challenged the world and attacked, he said, specifically, he attacked science and sense gratification. Very strongly. Nobody else practically dared to do that at that time. Practically speaking. Prabhupada fearlessly and in the same mood of time, place and circumstance, Srila Prabhupada presented this message on the Avirbhav of Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj, the famous poem of Prabhupada's, Adore ye all the happy day, blessed in heaven, sweeter than May, when he appeared in Puri, that holy place, my Lord and Master, his divine grace. And he goes on to express the same message of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was presented just in new dress, that's all. Same message, just a new dress, just like we change our dress, but we're the same person. You dress accordingly to try to present the message so that people can accept the message. We don't dress because we like the way we're dressing. We dress to present the message, not to show off our dress, but in such a way, different ways of looking at it, but that we feel confident, or that people will be interested, or whatever it may be, or they accept us more. Different devotees have different, could say, initiatives in that regard with different inspirations, but that's the principle. Utility is the principle. To utilize everything favorable in Krishna's service for his pleasure. Bhakti Siddhanta Maharaj very much taught this, as we know, throughout his preaching mission. He employed vehicles, like no sannyasi had ever done that before, motorized vehicles, and he employed Western dress, he employed techniques like dioramas. He also went on then in those days there was no television, it was just radio programs and so on and so forth. The printing press was his biggest, you could say, one single most innovation to introduce this printing press into the Gaudiya Vaishnava preaching mission on a big scale, to such an extent in the temple room he would sometimes install the printing press right there in the temple room itself. Right in the temple room during the temple programs, you would hear as the printing press is printing off the books. That was his kirtan. He saw that as the biggest kirtan of all. The printing of these books and the distribution of these literatures widely. And that's what he wanted his disciples to do. Instead, after he left, some of his disciples sold the printing presses in order to fight legal cases on who owned the temples. This was what happened. It's almost unbelievable. Baba was left with nothing. Srila Baba had to start from scratch. With not a penny in his pocket and not one supporter, practically. And we can see it with strong faith in the order of the spiritual master. How powerful that instruction is. That empowered ray of Vishnu, eternal associate of the Lord, appeared in the form of Bhaktisiddhanta Maharaj to open the floodgates of love of God again. Unfortunately, sometimes we read in Shastra, after such great persons leave, very quickly things can degrade again. It's almost unimaginable. That's what happened. Of course, there's been a resurrection, even amongst members of the Gaudiya Math to a certain extent. A resurrection, a realization of the importance of the preaching mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. But none other than our Srila Prabhupada really manifested this and fully surrendered to this instruction with his heart and soul. And that's the life. And that was quoted here, this purport of Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur in 241 of Bhagavad Gita. And in that purport, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur describes how the instruction of the spiritual master is my sadhana and it is my sadhya. It's not just my practice, it is my goal. The goal of my life is to meditate on and to search out how to fulfill the instruction of my spiritual master. That is the goal of my life. Nothing else matters at all to me. Whether I go to heaven or hell, I don't care. All I care is to somehow or another worship the instruction of my spiritual master. And Prabhupada described that as what Vyavasya Vikalpakya means. It's resolute determination, fixed intelligence. To hell with how I feel. To hell with what other people feel. What difference does it make? What is this so-called feeling? Of course, at our level, it means everything to us practically. Everything is based upon how I feel, practically speaking. How people treat me, how I see this, so many things. Practically, everything's based upon that. But that's not the mood of the true devotee. That's not what we're aiming at. We may not have reached it, but that's not our aim. The selfless, total dedication to only one pointed, how to please Radha and Krishna ultimately, how to please the heart, how to bring pleasure to the heart of Krishna. That's all that matters to a pure devotee of the Lord. He doesn't care anything about his own condition or what happens. You crush me in your embrace or make me broken-hearted by not coming before me. You can do whatever you like. This was Prabhupada's mood. This is the mood of the pure devotee. They're willing to suffer all kinds of insults, rejections, so many problems, so many violence sometimes for that purpose, for the sake of, in this practical case, it means to give Krishna consciousness to others, and particularly in the form of transcendental literature. This was the primary method which Prabhupada dedicated his life to share Krishna consciousness with others. They all act like time bombs, all these books, and in due course of time, they will awaken in people's hearts a little bit of sense. We may not have much sense, but the books do, and they will waken up. People will wake up eventually, even if we all go. Prabhupada said this movement will go on because the books are there. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj bhagavatam ki jai, Vihatmadanga ki jai, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tirabhav Mahamahotsav ki jai, Transcendental Book Distribution ki jai, Gaur Premanandi, Hare Krishna. We will finish there. And so what today will bring, Krishna's in control. We just try to play our little parts best we can. Thank you all very much. We wish you all a wonderful, transcendently enlivening day today, no matter what the external picture may be, so be it. And let us try to meditate on pleasing our spiritual masters by assisting Srila Prabhupada in spreading this mission, by distributing literatures, whatever we can do to support that, of course. The cooks, the pujaris, the temple managers, everyone, and those who are bringing books, everyone. We're all together trying to make this happen. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.